LL Cool J, obviously a legend, you know? He says, there will be a day that comes that people will look back and say, I'm the most important and greatest rapper of all time.
Right.
And I wonder, from a guy, you know, you guys, you know, we're contemporaries, you know? What do you think about that statement, you know, historically?
Oh, I think, you know, he got to say what he got to say. You know, there's nothing wrong to be confident.
Yeah.
You know, so I got love for LL. Do your thing, L, you know, just on your head, kid. You know, sometimes I got to work, you know?
You know, as far as like the GOAT conversation, he's like, yo, I made up the GOAT term, you know, and he's like, I made the first rap love song, you know?
That's true, that's true.
Is he?
He really did put the rap, the love stories in rap.
Thank you.
I can't say nothing bad about LL. I love the piece.
My radio, believe me, I like it loud. I'm the man with the box that could rock the crowd. Walking down the street to the hardcore beat while my JVCs vibrate the concrete. I'm sorry if you can't understand, but I need a radio inside my hand. Don't mean to offend all the set of sin, but I kick my volume way past 10.
You looking to put something? You looking to put something out? You gonna do? Or you just like?
Yeah. I let LL Cool J and Q-Tip convince me to do new music. So
yeah, L said he gonna. Excuse me, I had LL on about a year ago. LL said he gonna be on the stage like Mick Jagger. LL said he gonna be out there like 70, 80.
I mean, I think he can do it. You know, that title, the GOAT. I think he deserves it and he wears it well. You know, because I mean, I don't see nobody else that can actually say that, you know, they've charted for what is it, like 4 different decades?
80s, 90s, 2000. He in 5 decades.
Five, yeah. Charted for 5 decades. You know, nobody else in hip hop can say that. His longevity is like, yeah,
is he as appreciated? Is he as respected as he needs to be? Because LL brought the women, because he was the first one to start rapping about women when I'm alone in my room.
I think that true hip hop fans understand and respect L. It's just that he's become such a big movie star.
Outside of music.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Hove. Hove got his start in music, but Hove ain't really doing anything. He's a mogul. He's doing.
Yeah, but I think they still respect Jay-Z as a lyricist, as an MC. You know what I'm saying? It's like
he's recent.
Because it's like everything that he does outside of music is business.
Yes.
L, Queen Latifah, what they do is film, Hollywood.
Yes.
So they're seen more as movie stars than MCs.
Yes.
But you know, you can sleep if you want to.
Yeah.
LL Cool J and Queen Latifah will drop a hot 16 on you and murder the mic any given night.
LL Cool J. Ladies love Cool James. So, yeah, man, my first exposure to LL Cool J was in Crush Groove. So I'm about 5 years old, and I know there was some LL records before that, but that was my first time seeing him. And when I say that scene stole the movie, when he walked up in the audition with Jam Master Jane and DMC and them, and he was trying to audition for the for the part in the show, and they was like, "Yo, man, no more auditions are over." And when he said "box," the crowd was like, "Oh shit!" And when he rapped "My Radio," the whole theater was shut down. Like, it was like that. That was like the closing act of the show. You know what I'm saying? So Run DMC were the stars but LL stole that shit, and from that point, it was like, yo, who is this guy? I want to know who this guy is.
No rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. Yo, LL Cool J. What? Like, how do you talk about a man that's a living legend in hip hop and just in music general? I just reviewed Michael. I remember back in the day, the Bad album was out from LL Cool J. I think it was I'm Bad or something, and Michael Jackson's was just Bad, and the songs were out around the same time. And Bad was out, like LL Cool J. The best rapper you heard is LL Cool J. Forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies, I'm bad. Yo, and then Michael Jackson's bad. Don't, you know, your bud is mine. They was out at the same time. I swear to God, I like LL Cool J so better because, like, from rap, we came from Run DMC, the hard, you know what I'm saying, the hard lyrics. They was like talking mad shit. But like when LL came out with I'm Bad, bro, that put lyricism at a like at another height. Like you can be like this super badass lyrical genius, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just going at people's ass like that, just hard. I ain't never seen nobody, you know, like go at MC's ass like fucking LL did, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm Bad. And I was already a fan before of him, like, you know, my radio or Rock the Bells. Still to this day, I got serious satellite. When Rock the Bells come on, I gotta pump that shit all loud because he like matching with that bass so good. Like it's so good. And LL Cool J is really, truly a living legend. What can you say about LL?
Yo, 1984. I remember being in LA, laying on the couch in the den, listening to the radio, and heard I Need a Beat for the first time. And wow, who is this dude rapping? LL Cool J, right? Got my tape out, couldn't wait to catch it on the rebound, to record it, to play over and over and over. A year later, because we didn't hear from him for a long time, the movie Crush Groove came out October the 25th, right before Halloween. I was there opening night with my cousins. Man, loved that movie because it was all about Run DMC, the Fat Boys, New Edition, Sheila E., you know. But there was a cameo by this young brother named LL Cool J. Stole the scene, left an impression throughout the whole movie from that one scene. A month later, November 18th, Radio, the debut album drops from LL Cool J. It changed rap forever.
He was that rare breed of rapper where you have New York rappers, you have West Coast rappers, you have down south rappers now, right? So everything is like regional. But back then, it was just New York. New York is the mecca of hip hop, all right? And LL transcended to not only New York, but he went to the South. He went to the West Coast. You know what I mean? So I used to visit Florida because I got family in Florida, and I would go visit. And LL was just as popular down there as he was in New York. Now, fast forward years later, you have Nas and Wu-Tang and all of them, right? Very popular up north, but they're hated down here in the South. I'm sorry, like back then when I first played Wu-Tang, man, this shit's corny, man. Nobody like that New York shit. But see, LL was bigger than that. It wasn't just New York rap, it was hip hop. Like LL was just that rare breed of nigga, man. That his shit just translated to whatever region he was on.
LL Cool J is hard as hell. Yeah. So what does LL really stand for? Ladies love, living large, licking lips. Well, I'm here because I personally think it stands for living legend. L, do you remember a story you told me about leaving Def Jam? You were the first artist on Def Jam. You recorded all of this music and delivered all of these albums. Then fast forward to this, your deal is up. And you told me you were really expecting a really high dope parting gift, right? Do you remember what you told me you got? A cheap watch. Right? Well, now I guess you know what time it is, right? I mean, the folks at Def Jam probably could have done better with their parting gift, but they knew exactly what they were doing when they signed you as their very first act. LL was 17 years old when his debut album came out. It not only put Def Jam on the map, but it launched a fucking superstar. Now, whenever I hear the first album, Radio, it immediately transports me back to when I was just getting started as a DJ behind the turntables. I started off practicing mixing and scratching, rock the bells in my garage, and then I took that shit to the club and watched the club go crazy. Really. LL Cool J gave us 13 studio albums over 3 decades. How about that? He went from the sonic brutality of Mama Said Knock You Out to a silky ballad like I Need Love, right? And also smooth R&B and pop influenced songs like Around the Way Girl, Doing It, Going Back to Cali, I Don't Think So. L, you know that old hip hop term, right? It ain't where you're from, it's where you're at, right? Where do you live now, LL? California. Well, I'm here to show you some California love. All right.
The way the industry was treating hip hop culture, to me, that shit didn't work for me. You know what I mean? So instead of me complaining about, because see, a lot of these dudes, they sit around complaining about shit all day, man. It's just like, I'm not doing that. Listen, man, we're not gonna sit around the dinner table hungry when I can go out in the woods and figure some shit out. I'm not gonna sit around hungry complaining with my ribs touching.
The ladies loved him. The guys wanted to be like him. All right, so he could drop a record like Bad and have the hardest record on the street, and then also drop I Need Love and have the ladies throwing their panties at him on stage.
Yo, as a kid, my homeboy Cyrus absolutely loved LL Cool J growing up. These photos was taken back in 1988, and you can see he idolized that dude. He was rocking a Kangol way back then.
You know, I dropped out of school in the 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? 9th grade, like, but early in the 9th grade. Not even, you know, I'm talking about like, you know, October. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like fucking early, right there. Like, so, you know, and I asked my mother, I said, Ma, I said, you know, because, you know, my family, you know, cops, educators, all kind of, you know, like, you know, people that are accomplished in a lot of ways, relatively speaking, because they ain't had that much money, but, you know, but a lot of this. And so I said, Mom, why you let me drop out of school? She said, because I felt like you was young enough to go back and I wanted you to go after your dream because you was passionate about it.
And if I'm not mistaken, one of the first rappers to act, right? I think he was one of the first rappers to act. Of course he did Crush Groove. He had a cameo on that. He had a cameo on Wildcats. Remember Wildcats? With Goldie Hawn, Wesley Snipes. He had a little cameo on that. But as far as acting goes, I think he was one of the first, man. He did, what's that movie he did with Michael J. Fox and James Woods? The Hard Way. I think he was before Will, before Cube. Yo, Mr. Todd.
Man, when Radio dropped, it was unlike anything we ever heard in hip hop. This dude had enough lyrics by himself that rappers in groups couldn't spit or handle. I mean, he had lyrics to spare. I remember when the single Rock the Bells dropped, it was like, yo, this is like the dopest song, and it had a gang of bass. But what he did a 12-inch single of another version of Rock the Bells. This song was 7 minutes and 11 seconds long. I kid you not. He had enough lyrics in that one song that would cover almost 5 songs from any other rapper. I'm talking rap groups couldn't keep up with him. Houdini had a format, 3 verses. LL broke that mold totally. He has 6 verses, sometimes 7. But that particular song, Rock the Bells, he was the best. After I heard that, I'm like, he's the best. Damn. Lyrics to spare.
Yeah, so I Need Love was a song that I did at a time, and it was basically the first, for all intents and purposes, it was the first real romantic love rap song in hip hop, right? Like I introduced a lot of that stuff to the game. You know, a lot of shit, jewelry, the GOAT term. I could go through the list of things, but that was one of the things that I helped bring to the game. And so at that time, you know, there was a lot of people who was like, oh, you're making a love song, this and that, you know, and they would criticize. I didn't care.
Yeah, you know, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and then in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call. I like that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I really do, but that's not really for me. What I like is this hardcore, dominating hip hop. Like when his career got a little bit seasoned, they had the 3-2-1, had Method Man, DMX on there, Cannabis, to name a few, and LL Cool J was on there. And Cannabis was like, yo, that mic on your arm, can I borrow that mic on your arm? You know, just saying, you know, and you know, just for fun, just, you know, a friendly competition. LL Cool J took it some type of way and then took his verse off of 3-2-1 and came out with another verse completely kind of dissing Cannabis. Like, that mic on my arm, you don't want to borrow that? You want to idolize? I was like, the verse is so cold, bro. Like Cannabis didn't have no choice. And Cannabis is an up and coming rapper at this time. He had no choice but to go after LL's Cool J next. So he came out with what was it? Second round knockout. It was hard, bro. It had Mike Tyson in the video. Fucking hard ass diss song against LL Cool J. I mean, it was vicious. But LL Cool J had battled people before, Kool Moe D and not to me, Ice-T and a bunch of others. So when LL Cool J came back with Can I Bust? Bro, it's one of the underrated diss songs of all time. He got in Cannabis ass so bad that Cannabis career was completely over like that. I hate to say that. I like beefs when the beef is so detrimental that you have to switch genres. That happened to MGK. It happened to NWA with Ice Cube, bro. I mean, like, and LL Cool J did that to that boy. And interviews later, he was like, yeah, I was a little bit younger and more immature. Now I wouldn't have did that. But like, yo, back then, like, LL Cool J is not to be played with on that mic. He has it tattooed on his arm. That man is a real MC to this day. Even today, what he's about 56, 57? It don't matter, bro. Like I hear like, you know, rap might be for the younger generation. No, motherfucker, dope is dope.
I had the Bad album. Mama Said Knock You Out. I believe I got that for Christmas in 1990. Yeah, I had Mama Said Knock You Out album, and I wore that tape out. But yeah, you gotta give the man his flowers. If it wasn't for L, hip hop would not be where it is today. You know, I mean, there were, like I said, Run DMC and all them, like, super nice, like, you know what I'm saying, pioneers, but it was LL and the Beastie Boys that took hip hop into the mainstream with Def Jam. You know, that kicked off the whole Def Jam movement, and LL became like this superstar. All right, so yeah, before Hammer and all that there, you know, LL was like the first superstar in hip hop, and you know, it went to the mainstream after that, and it was on. Before motherfuckers start coming after me, okay, baby, Run DMC, yes, I love Run DMC. It's my favorite duo of all time, but I'm just talking about a solo act. I'm talking about a solo artist, solo hip hop artist. LL was the guy, is the guy.
LL's body of work is some of the most diverse hip-hop has ever seen. He became rap's first pop superstar while staying true to his roots, representing Queens, New York. He's hit that unique space that crosses and bridges generations, the rare artist beloved by you, your mom, and all of your kids all at once. How many artists in the rap game are relevant after 30 years? Most of you don't know this, but LL Cool J termed the phrase GOAT, the greatest of all time. Yes, he's the one that actually came up with that phrase. So L, that parting gift that you got, it was just a placeholder for tonight. Something bigger was always in store to celebrate you, my man.
what makes LL the GOAT is longevity, is that he can adapt to any era of hip hop, no matter where it is. So he's still making records now. So in my car, I have Sirius XM. I keep my shit on Rock the Bells radio, right? And he's still dropping music. It is good, but of course, hip hop is a young man's sport. So unless you're one of the YNs, you know what I'm saying, young niggas, okay, they're not gonna really talk about it. But to us old heads, I'm like, LL could still out rap most of these mumble motherfuckers that they got right now.
If you dope, it's dope. Clips just had the best rap album of last year, period, or over the last fucking 5 years, in my opinion, the Clips. And I think Malice is like 56, 57, same as LL Cool J, about, I guess about 57, let's say, right? I don't know, I could be wrong, but he got on there with one of the other greatest GOATs of all time, Eminem, and they're on the track. It's crazy. Like who's trying to outdo each other? I don't know. They both fucking super dope, and they got that super dun 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 dun, and they rapping on the cadence of the beat. Like, damn, these two 50-year-old men bodying half of the younger generation of rappers. So like, yo, LL Cool J, that GOAT. Means a reason. He came up with that phrase and he deserves it. Everyone uses that phrase today. LL Cool J, bro, is hard as hell. I don't care if you tell. So yeah, that's gonna be my, wrap up of LL Cool J. One of my favorite artists of all time. I always wanted a Kango. Never got a real cool Kango like LL had though, but I always wanted them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, LL Cool J, you are a living legend. I think you're still gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? Years down the line, into your 60s and 70s, bro. When you retire, they will worship you like an old battleship.
So yeah, so he was around during the Grandmaster Flash Furious 5 days, Melly Mel, Run DMC and all of them. And then he transitioned to the new wave of hip hop. We had Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One. He was still rapping with those guys. Then you had the boom bap era. You know what I'm saying? We got Cool G Rap and Nas and Wu-Tang and all of them. So he's been able to go to every era and still be nice. One of the nicer ones in there. You know what I'm saying? And I think to this day, the only rapper to ever battle a nigga on his own song. You know what I'm saying? The shit they did with Cannabis and Meth and them, I ain't never heard a motherfucker go after somebody on their own fucking record. Like he killed Cannabis in that kicked off the Cannabis and LL beef. And that's another thing too, man. Yo, L was like, I guess he said, don't get it twisted. Yeah, I make these love records, right? But I will still, tear motherfucker up in the booth. You know what I'm saying? So from Kumo D to Cannabis. Well, Kumo D is kind of debatable, you know what I'm saying? Kumo D did kind of get him with Let's Go, but LL's the biggest superstar, so of course he won. But yeah, man, as far as battling goes, like, he's with the shit. I mean, he'll probably battle somebody right now. Try him. All right, he'll tell you himself, hey, don't get it twisted. These ain't candy muscles. You know what I'm saying?
Right before my record came out, I Need a Beat. I finished it. I recorded it. I'm on Def Jam. I'm the first artist. The neighborhood though doesn't really necessarily believe me. So we had a block party. I'm rapping. I'm like maybe 15, 16. I'm rapping, and at the end, I'm like, yo, and my new record coming out in November. You know what I'm saying? So another dude grabs the mic right after I get off the mic. Stop lying! And the whole block laughed at me. The whole fucking block, and they just started laughing. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, and then I remember seeing that dude maybe 3-4 months later, and I wasn't like all the way up, but I had caught a little money, and I saw him in the one of the outlet stores and shit, and I had the shopping bags up on the counter, and all that, and I remember him looking at me, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I just remember looking at him and him looking at me, and us just standing there, and it was just like a moment at the register. And he was standing there, and he obviously was window shopping. He wasn't buying shit. And I just remember putting my stuff in my bag and just looking at him. And the record was out. It was cooking. And that felt pretty fucking good, bro, I must admit. That felt really, really good. That felt great. That was phenomenal.
Her mother knows me well. Her father hates my guts, but he don't know what we are. Lunches I was filling on my niggy nuts. For snacks, corn flakes, Cracker Jacks. Day after day, I'm trying to break that back.
Shit. I'm bad. Cool J.
I'm the baddest. taking out on rookies. So forget Oreos, eat Cool J cookies. I'm bad.